I realize now that I put everywhere that I'm a huge VR enthusiast and then proceeded to make 3 videos on decently older games that has done nothing to convince you guys that I immensely enjoy VR as an aspect of gaming. And I owe all that to one game. That's why we're going to talk about Beat Saber. Okay, no, I'm kidding. That would be very easy. Let's get this out of here. Hi, I'm Song, I'm the host of A Good Thing, and I know just the game to talk about. Boneworks, this game. I'm not a huge fan of this game, but I do like its potential. Now you might be wondering, why even make a video on Boneworks if you don't like it? Well, because I want to set my precedent right now. Just because I don't like a game doesn't mean it doesn't have something good about it. Something worth analyzing and exploring and having a conversation about. Bad games can still have good parts. However, Boneworks is not a bad game, and just because I dislike a game doesn't mean it's bad. So getting into it, Boneworks is kind of like an internet sim, just like Hypnospace. Okay, that's half a lie because I didn't want to say it's more like a metaverse. Your character puts on a VR headset and gets trapped in MythOS. Why you're the only one there and what your character's goal is does get touched on within its main story, but you're basically meant to explore with minimal direction. Now this game has shooting and climbing and puzzles and all sorts of other mechanics thrown about, so let's touch on that. This is a full game. Not a VR port like Skyrim, but an actual video game made for VR as a platform. It follows the 6 degrees of freedom and uses a lot of different VR interaction methods all centered around their physics engine, but more on that in a moment. I can only think of one other game like this. I don't know, you've probably never heard of it. It's some sort of prequel sequel thing. Just let me know if you ever heard of the game called Midlife Crisis. I think only 16 or so people played it when it came out. Anyways, you'd think I'd love Boneworks. Like I said, it's unlike most other VR games where you're either stuck in one room and play a mini game or hop into an introvert's nightmare. Though this really isn't a game, more like Zoom on steroids, and that video is coming later. Boneworks shows me the potential for future VR games even though I'm not a fan of the final product. It's why I keep coming back to it. I've beat it 3 times now. That's a lot for someone who dislikes the game as a whole. Its individual parts can be amazing though. Solving puzzles and shooting people is really quite fun. However, for every really awesome moment I had in Boneworks, I might have had 2 frustrating physics foibles. At least during the main story. But it's those fun moments that give me hope. The puzzles you solve through the main game can also be quite enjoyable. Making this bridge or having to climb this fountain feels interactive and engaging. Slowing down time to shoot baddies and generally having a whole world to explore really adds a lot to a VR game. The game is listed as an experimental physics game. I kinda always approached everything in this game as I would an immersive sim. Don't play by the rules. I can jump up this tower and climb this wall to get to this crate, or I could just shoot it and get the item I need because the physics makes it roll right off the platform. And I think they want you to look at it like that. The sandbox modes are a testament to that. I had more fun there than I had in the actual main story. Just getting to mess around with its systems is a blast. It made me question what was the next thing to mess around with. What new challenges might come from within this game, but also VR as a whole. Some of the physics interactions needed some more time in the oven, and that's really my main gripe and what soured the whole experience, but game developers don't get things perfect on their first run. There would be less to be excited about if we perfected VR games by now. I would love to see more VR games like this anyways, because the opposite would mean that they're dead and I would hate to see that. And I might just get my answer. VR isn't dead, yay! Bonelab is coming out later this year hopefully. It's a sequel to Boneworks with improved physics. This video would have probably ended on a more sour note about how what we had for VR was something special and we will always cherish it for years to come. But no, we can be excited again. Look at this, it looks awesome. The people at Stress Level Zero understand what potential VR has as a platform for gaming, and I can't help but commend them for continuing to make games for it when nearly no one else is. That's what Boneworks does for me. For all its jank, it helped to remind me that this platform has a long way to go, and it makes me hopeful for future games. New ways to play are certainly almost always available. We get something like the Kinect and the Wii every couple of years, but VR is my vote for the one that stays because Boneworks convinced me. You see, those other platforms didn't have something very important. A game like Boneworks to show me the potential for VR, a game like Half-Life Alyx to get almost everything right, and then a game like Bonelabs to get me excited all over again. There might not be another game in my life that made me feel like Boneworks made me feel. I'm glad it made me stick around, even if I disliked it by the end. It's still a really good game. Whew, that was a long script. Well, either way, thank you for watching, everyone. As always, consider checking me out on Twitch, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks again.